Wednesday, April 5th at 9:30 a.m. We're here, open up a public meeting to ratify the appointment of interim town administrator to Beth Cornell Smith. I'm going to forego the Pledge of Allegiance at this time so we can move on. Are there any questions before we move on, or if we have from the audience? So I'm going to make a motion to ratify the appointment of Beth Cornell Smith as interim assistant town administrator. We have a first, we have a second. Second. We have a second. Is there any discussion from the board? Anything to say? Anybody from the audience that's here? Anything on Zoom? So hearing none, seeing none, I'm going to call for a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Beth, you have the confidence of the board. Pull through. I will ask is that we know that you have your HR job as well. This is not an easy role to step into, especially with everything that's going on emotionally. And we really, I know you won't want, you can take the weight of the world on your shoulders, but I'm really asking you, please don't. There is a board here that can help you, and there are department heads here that can help. This is not a unilateral, this is not just you. This is the town coming together. And we really want to make sure that I emphasize, and the others can say if they want to emphasize, that it's important that you rely on the people that are very competent in their roles and have been through things like this and their experience in the past, to lean on them, because it's not going to be easy. And this is, and I say this, and I put a lot of thought into this, what I'm going to say, and I have all the confidence in you. This is not about confidence, this is about workload. And this is, as the saying goes, my business getting too far over your skis. Don't want that to happen. The town cannot afford to let that happen. We have confidence, is why we appointed you, but we want to make sure that you reach out for anything. And 14 hours, 16 hours a day isn't healthy for anybody. And I'm not saying you're unhealthy, it's just not healthy for anybody. And I need to make sure, as a business leader for many, many years, I've been through things like this before, with companies being sold, new management coming in, all kinds of stuff. And I've been able to maneuver through those difficult, challenging times. I just want you to know that you have people here that have a lot of collective experience, and your department heads have a lot of experience. Some that don't, they're just relatively new, but many of them have a lot of experience. I really want you to lean on that, please.
That's one of the things that is making it so that it's doable, is the fact that I know Dennis has mentored, and the way he has run the town and continues to run the town is that he has all the trust in the world with the department heads. They know what they're doing. I know, having worked with them, that what I'm going to look to them to do is to teach me, so that Dennis has 35 years of time, but the department heads make this town. You know, the department heads and their departments, I agree with you. I couldn't do this if it was just me, the board helping me like this, the moral support. It's not a one-person job. So I've already reached out to a couple of the former employees for their help. And Mary handled FinCom last night, and I just sat there and kind of watched it, just like in my old days. She has the finance stuff down pat. Tim has his stuff down pat. You know, everyone here. I mean, they all know their stuff, and they're the ones that are going to make this work.
And I'll say this. Dennis has done a really good job of mentoring, preparing. It's their responsibility to kind of take in all the noise in their department, filter out, and if there's something that they can't fix themselves, it's then at that time to reach out. And I believe that Dennis has done a good job. And I think, I've had a couple of conversations with different department heads to make sure I don't want them overwhelming you. They didn't overwhelm Dennis. There's no reason to start now. And then they won't, and they absolutely won't. They're really good at what they do.
And to the person, everyone has offered support and moral support. I mean, Dennis and I couldn't ask for a better group. And I don't want to step on toes. I don't want to, I am not replacing, I'm just.
No, you're stepping in and helping us get through a transitional period until we know more. Yeah.
So yes, and I will definitely depend on every one of them, and they'll probably get sick and tired of me saying, what?
That's
Why?
okay.
What is it?
If somebody new was coming in, they'd be asking the same types of questions and looking for the same level
Him people can take me out for a ride through town, and so is Jesse.
of.
I'm hoping I can wear construction.
And for you that, folks that came in this morning, I want to thank you. Because that shows one, support of Beth, it shows support to the board, it shows respect, and it's really, really important. I really personally, I'll say for me, not for the board can speak for himself. For me, it means an awful lot. I just want to thank you. It means an awful lot.
And it means so much to me. Thank you. We've come through several things, several times. And we've always excelled.
Make a
Yeah, please.
observation.
Yes, please.
It's been 2 days.
I know.
Dennis was in Florida on vacation. He'd be gone for a week. Many of the things that Dennis does on the department heads is months in advance.
Yes.
And what's not going to get done over the next 2 or 3 weeks are things that we would plan for fall town meeting and those things that
Mhm.
the wheels are in motion for many of these things, and the control that was given to Beth. And I say this because I've gotten some calls that I was shocked at the alarm that people had.
Yeah.
And the reality is that Beth was put in control so that we can hire a fire chief, a police chief in
Mhm.
conjunction with the board and not reinvent the wheel.
That's right.
And this,
Yeah.
no, but
I'm glad
the
you're saying
charter, the charter of the town says that the purpose for appointing someone is so that the authority is known and that whatever that is, that control is given.
Mhm.
And quite honestly, it could very well have been the chairman of the Board of Selectmen that took over.
Yeah.
And it was determined that Beth was in the best position
Mhm.
to take care of the needs of the town for the next several weeks.
Mhm.
And whatever happens when Dennis returns, we'll cross that bridge when we get there,
That's
because there was always the plan of knowing when Dennis was going to retire.
Yep,
So
exactly.
I say that because people get calls. I never get calls from people, but I've been getting calls from people. It's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. We're on a timeout.
Same thing.
I mean, Dennis has prepped us, like you
Yes.
said. I mean, he has everything in motion
Yep.
and you know, the biggest thing right now on my plate, because everyone knows there's stuff that they don't need me. Labor issues,
That's right.
Yep.
which is what I would normally be into anyways.
Exactly.
So.
If we were 6 months ago and struggling with union negotiations, I would be far more concerned
Mhm.
than we are right now going into the season that we're going.
Mhm. We're prepared for town meeting, we're working through that, so yeah, that's exactly the reason. I'm glad you made that point, because I've had that conversation with a number of people too. And to reassure that I hate the rumor mills that are out there and all the crazy stuff that's going on, but the board is solid, so.
I keep telling people, you have to trust us as your elected officials
Yeah.
to do what's right and, you know, to echo what Kelly said on whatever day it was last time we were here. We have a great town, great employees, we get along well, we get our stuff done, and we have a respect for each other that I think is really unprecedented, but super important.
And it's true, it takes a village, and we're the
Right.
village, we're the family, and we'll make them proud.
Continue to make them proud.
A motion to close the meeting.
Yeah.
First and second, we have any discussion? Hearing none, seeing none, call for vote, all in favor? Aye. Motion, maybe 9:39. Thank you very much.